Hello, welcome to a new party. I'm Gray Mars.
I'm Nora Christine.
And I'm D White.
Today we're going to be talking about the Fox News poll that was put out where Joe Biden is leading Trump by 2 points. Trump went off on True Social saying that Fox has always been against him and that you can't trust Fox. They always give him the worst polls. Even though Fox is a conservative network that typically pushes good news about Trump, Trump seems to still be going to war with Fox News. And Nora, I believe you have Brett Barr, the clip.
Yeah.
So we're going to play. Go ahead.
Oh, no, I was going to say the first clip shows that Biden wasn't leading and that Trump was. And then the next clip shows him leading.
All right.
A new Wall Street Journal survey shows Mr. Trump leading in 6 battleground states.
New polling from the New York Times shows it isn't hurting him in key battleground states.
And that is the case. Most of the times anyone's ever talked about polls, Trump is winning. I'd be more than happy with that result for the obvious of reasons. Also, if you have a look at a thing called the Real Clear Politics average, which puts together all of the polls in the swing states, and they do their numbers, yet they believe that Trump is winning, according to those polls, just in Wisconsin, but a pretty big margin in Arizona, Georgia, Pennsylvania, North Carolina, Nevada, and again, just in front in Michigan. Now, let's imagine if Biden wins 2 of those seats or states, but Trump won all the rest, then Trump would, of course, be the president. Well, there is a change.
Cycle in the head-to-head against former President Donald Trump. He leads 50 to 48. That is within the margin of error. President Biden hasn't been ahead of former President Trump in the polls since October 2023.
Now, interestingly, when you have a look at the 5-way race, because remember, it's not just 2 names on the ballot, there's Kennedy, there's a whole bunch of other ones. Well, according to this, Biden would win by 1 point. Now, again, it's not about what the national...
So close.
Race is because, clearly Trump leads in Texas by a massive margin and he loses in California by a big number. So it's all about those swing states. We need to see swing states polling, currently good for Trump. But the issues are also pretty good for Donald Trump right now. Again, more from the Fox News poll. So if the election is about the issues that are strong for Biden, Biden wins. If the issues are the ones that Trump is strong on, Trump wins.
While Biden leads on the democracy issue by 6.
So the next video just breaks that down, but we can talk about the poll next.
Okay, so yeah, I'm not surprised that Biden is leading Trump in the polls, and to see it on Fox News speaks volumes. Basically, Trump has lost independence since the conviction. I know that we're trying to say that the conviction is helping Trump with voters. And Trump over the weekend went to Philadelphia and trying to rally support in these blue districts. And it's just actually, I think, a desperate strategy. But with independence, I think he's down 19 points. It may be 9. I don't want to say the wrong thing. But that's what's hurting him the most is that people saw him get convicted. And then now they're running away from Trump. And that's why Biden's leading the polls. What do you think, D. White?
I believe that, like most Trump supporters, people are scared of what's the word I'm looking for? Persecution. There you go. So when they're being polled, I don't think that they're being genuine or honest for the most part. Just like in 2016, Hillary was supposed to win by a landslide because most people who were voting Trump didn't want to tell anybody they were voting Trump. And I think that's probably the same thing that we're seeing right now. Donald Trump is the kind of person who gets a little angry with bad news. So I wish that he wouldn't have bashed Fox. I do wish, because like you said, Fox is definitely a conservative network. And I think that Fox is probably pretty much on the side. They're just showing the news that they got from whatever sources they got it from. But like I say, in my personal life, I still see a bunch of Trump supporters, a bunch of people who've been converted to Trump supporters, and I think there's no way Donald Trump loses this election. I don't know where they got those polls from. What about you, Ms. Nora?
Well, I found another poll. It says the CBS News YouGov survey found former President Donald Trump, the presumptive Republican nominee, had a narrow lead over Biden of 50% to 49%. However, Biden does still have a lead with young voters 18 to 29 with a 23-point lead. So I say all that to say, who are these polls? Where are these polls from? None of these polls are accurate. Like, I still think that just hearing and living life, that I see majority of people are supporting Trump, to be honest with you. And surprisingly, it's also Black voters, which I keep telling you guys that the Black vote is so powerful and so strong. And that is the real undecided voter. That's the real swing vote that they need to be worried about. So I don't agree. But the next clip talks about the breakdown of the issues, which is what he was going in to say, that if we're just looking at the issues, that'll be the real leading indicator on who's going to win.
News.
Actually, let me present it.
As mass amnesty. On the economy, Trump has a 5-point lead. A whopping 68% of registered voters feel its condition is only fair or poor. 41% report they're falling behind in their personal finances. And Biden's approval rating is deep underwater on the economy, inflation, immigration, and the Israel-Hamas war.
So, Fox News polling headline national number. Biden has taken the lead. We are a week and a bit away from the first presidential debate, which of course will be the next turning point in the race. Is it where Biden starts to get up and over Trump and we see what happened in 2020 happen again? Or this is a blip, who cares? Look at the states, look at the issues, Trump is still in the lead. We'll all learn together.
Exactly.
But one thing that is absolutely freaking out the left, Black voters, because they are supposed to always vote Democratic, right? Remember, what did Joe Biden say? If you don't vote for me, you ain't Black.
So, I mean, we'll watch that clip last, but like, what do you guys think on who's leading in the issues?
I think the issues, first I want to address the polling. Because the 2016 polling is what people, I think, always talk about, like they expected Hillary Clinton to win and Donald Trump won. When they went back and looked, they saw that the actual percentage was correct. I think they have a hard time like knowing like what each state is saying. Like how you and D White are saying, most of the people I know are turning into Trump supporters. But we live in a very red state, so it's highly likely.
I don't just talk to people in Florida though.
If you say so. I'm just giving an example. But I don't think Trump is leading on issues, and I think to think that Trump's going to get even 12% of the Black vote is not true. You're not going to see Black voters just making this huge shift and saying, okay, Trump is the guy. You're going to have a select few people to say, yeah, Trump is the guy, but I don't think it's going to be this massive shift that people are talking about.
I think perception is everything.
Yeah, and I believe the reason that Mr. Gray is having such a hard time believing that the Black vote could shift is because traditionally we haven't seen that. So I understand. I mean, I understand why you think that, but this is unprecedented times. The migration issue, Donald Trump has 100% cleaned the house on that. The economy issue, for the most part, I think that might be split. But in my because I can only speak to my personal life and things around me. I can't talk about how they're doing in California, or I can't talk about the people on the ground in Maine. I don't know. But people in my life and people around me are definitely struggling in this economy. So I would like to say that issue may be split. But when it comes to border, when it comes to corruption, I think Donald Trump is definitely winning. And you're right. I do talk to a lot of people in a red state. Florida is a red state. This is where I'm at. That's where I've always been, and it's where I'll probably be for the foreseeable future. But in Florida, I can assure you that there are a lot of Black people who are voting for Donald Trump.
What about you, Nora? So you said that it's not just people in Florida. So,
and I don't just talk to Black people. I talk, because I'm biracial. I talk to everybody. All my family members across the country are voting for Trump, and they're not just Black. They're not just white. They're Arabic. They're all sorts of things, and they're all voting for Trump. They're taking the couch position, and they're not voting at all, which is going to hurt Biden.
I don't want to get personal here, but don't you have an aunt that stopped talking to you because you were a Trump supporter?
Yeah, she's the one Black person who is still voting for Biden. Shouts out to my Aunt Debbie if she finds this and she is watching. I'm sure she is. But yeah, she is very, I'm not, I don't want to put myself in MAGA. I'm not MAGA, but at this point, I'm voting for Trump because it's the most common sense thing to do.
So speaking on that topic, Donnie, have you had any people, D-White, my apologies. Do you have any people that said, oh, you're a Trump supporter, we can't be friends anymore?
I can't even tell my grandmother that I'm a Trump supporter.
Oh, wow.
Well, let's hope she doesn't find this.
If my grandmother sees this, I might be disowned. Okay, so let's pray that she doesn't get on YouTube anytime soon and no one shares this to her. Okay, because she thinks the world of Biden. When I'm at her house, I just smile and nod. Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am. That's right. Because it's a fight that I can't win, and I don't think it's worth having. So, you're gonna find that a lot of the older people are going to be Democrat till they die. They don't care about the issues. They don't care about what changes.
They die.
Yeah, because they get their news from CNN and MSNBC and all those places. And as long as those people tell them to hate Trump, that's exactly what they're going to do.
Well, speaking of which, let's watch this last poll. It speaks to how the Black vote has shifted, unfortunately, for Joseph Biden.
It's a historic performance for Republican presidential candidate, the likes of which we have not seen in
historic
6
performance.
decades. Look at Black voters under the age of 50. Holy cow, folks. Holy cow. Look at this. Joe Biden was up by 80 points among this group back at this point in 2020. Look at where that margin has careened down towards. It's now just, get this, 37 points.
Nothing to see here. Which poll will they believe?
Which poll will they believe? Thank you, Joseph Biden.
That's right.
You are the first president in 40 years to lose the Black vote. Thank you. No, because we needed this wake-up call as black people. So
yeah, I think Abraham Lincoln freed the slaves, right? And Joe Biden freed the Blacks from the Democratic plantation. I appreciate him for that.
So the numbers are, what are the numbers? So Joe Biden, because I know Joe Biden is still leading with Black voters, but Trump is gaining, right? Because they're aiming for what, 25%. That's what Byron Donald said.
What did I tell you this? What did I tell you? He's gotten 40. I think Trump truly has 40% of the Black vote right now.
No, that's impossible.
That's what the poll just said.
That's not true. He said plus 37. Replay the clip.
That's what do the math, Armonte. Before Biden had 80%. Now he only has 30. He's only up 37%.
Yeah, but he's still up, right? He still has the most Black people.
That doesn't. Right? Yeah, but that.
But who is Joe Biden winning with? He's winning with the 65 and older white voters who normally vote Republican. So you're
saying the shift isn't going to swing that much to Trump's favor?
Yes, because Trump is losing older white voters. So
okay, well, I'm going to research that.
Yeah, that's what it is. They're switching.
Okay. Well, let us know in the polls in the chat what you think. Please like, share, subscribe. Also, we have a big live stream coming up this Thursday night where we see if they're going to put the money to the talk and show up and who's going to win. Who do you predict is going to win the debate, Ray Morris? Uh-oh. We lost the whole time. Okay, wait. There you go.
I definitely think Biden's going to win a debate. And also, what I want people to put in the comments, because we talked about something I thought was real interesting today. If anybody has stopped talking to you for being a Trump supporter, we want to know in the comments. I don't think I stopped talking to anybody for being a Trump supporter because I understand why Trump has charisma and makes people. So I never say, "Oh, you're a Trump supporter, we can't talk." But that's an interesting thing. I think we should talk about too. What about you, D. White?
I want the people to kind of lower their expectations. I don't think that Joe Biden's going to come out and fall on his face, and that's what everybody wants to see, right? It would be great if that happened, but I don't think it is. So I just want people to be prepared for the State of the Union Joe to come out and give a coherent. It'll at least be a coherent speech, and I think I'm sure he'll make some good points. I think overall Trump is going to win because Trump's going to talk about the issues. But I just want people to don't think that he's going to be some kind of blowout victory, because I don't think the DNC would ever let that happen. Right? They're not stupid enough to do something like that. But and hopefully a lot of people didn't lose friends and family over their political affiliation. But I've seen cases. I've seen father and son stop talking over politics.
Wow.
Well, thanks for watching. Please subscribe, like, and share. And as always, vote.
Vote.
Vote.